So I'm in Florida visiting family, and this is my cousin Francesca, and Francesca makes bracelets as well. I think you mainly make different kinds of bracelets to the ones that I make. You make beaded bracelets, I think, before?
Yes.
Have you ever made loom bands?
Yes, I used to all the time. Oh my god.
Yeah,
that's like what I started, yeah.
And Francesca has also made a bunch of bracelets like the ones that we make, and some of them were made based on my tutorials, so we are gonna have a look at some of the bracelets that you've made, and I think that'll be really fun.
Yep.
We have a little box of bracelets. Is the one that you made for your mom in here?
No.
She has it. We can show that one later because you made that, that's the most recent one you made, I think, right?
No, I don't think so, actually.
You've made more since then?
I think I made this one.
Okay, let's not get into spoilers. All right, show me the bracelets because I really want to see this. I haven't seen them yet.
So I made this one the first time, well, not the first time. The first time you came that I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was based off your tutorial, I remember that. And I made like a matching ones for that, and I used to wear these straight all the time.
Oh,
together.
they're so cute.
Yeah.
So we have a little chevron, and we have a little zipper bracelet, and we have a little daisy chain. Yeah.
I like the easy ones.
Yeah, no, they're really good. And I like the easy ones as well because first of all, they're easy and quick to make, but then also, because they're thin, you can stack them and you can wear them together.
Yeah, I would wear those all
Because
the
I
time.
see that you have, like, even now, you have a bunch of different bracelets on, and they're all in like a similar color combination, and they're all really pretty. I love that. And I really like the color combination here, all the green and the yellow. In an individual bracelet, it looks really cool just individually, but then because you have like a combination of them, and you can stack them, and it looks really nice on your wrist together. I think that's really cool. Yeah. All right.
The daisy one, I remember it was at school, and I was in PE, and I had to take them off because we were playing a game, and I didn't want them to fall off. So I took them off, and when I put them back on, I made it too tight, the daisy one, and I had a volleyball game later that day for school. So I took off these two, and I left this one on. I was like, okay, it's fine. They won't notice. Like, it's okay. Because it was too tight, and I said, like, I'll just figure it out when I get home. And before I went to serve, my coach came up with scissors, and I was like, no. Oh, and I was so sad. I remember, like, she had to cut it off, and I remember texting Masha. I was like, I had to cut it off, and I was so sad. But I think I could remake it. Like, it was only the end part.
Yeah.
I could like tie another.
We can tie some more string on it and fix it.
Yeah, I just never got to like.
That's really sad.
Yeah.
That's really sad. I have another video on my channel where I cut my bracelets, but that was mainly for fun. I didn't cut it the way that you cut it. I took scissors and I cut my bracelet like this.
I saw that one.
Yeah, because I was bored and I was like, I'm gonna do that. But that was for fun. This sounds very sad. This sounds very sad.
So then I made this one, and after I made this, my friends like saw me wearing it and they were curious. So I made my middle school friend group like different colors. So I have red, but I made like a purple, a pink, blue, yellow, green, and I gave them out. And one of my friends, she like wore it out so much that it was like dirty, like gray. Yeah. It was really fun to like give them out.
That is really cool. Do you know what? I filmed a video about how to wash your friendship bracelets because that is genuinely a problem that a lot of people encounter. Like if you wear your bracelets out a lot, I mean, like, you know, some people shower in them, some people wear them in the pool, which I don't think counts as washing. That makes it gross. So, you know, people wear it out a lot and then obviously they get kind of disgusting and so you want to wash them. And so I filmed a quick video about how to wash them. Do you know where I filmed it? In Grandma's sink.
Oh my gosh.
I filmed it, I think 6 years ago, something like that. And I filmed it in Grandma's sink. So there's a video out there, which was filmed pretty much here. The sink is right over there. And I think that's really cool. But I love the fact that you made bracelets for your entire friend group. I think that's really, really cool. I love a good bracelet collection. So just have the same pattern made in a bunch of different colors. That just, it turns out so beautiful. And I think this also works really well with these colors. Like you have a very specific color palette that you choose. There's like these kind of, I don't know, muted, earthy tones. At least these ones are. And I think that's really cool. I love it. I also think that Maya would really like it because my sister also enjoys this kind of color combination. So this is really cool.
I would wear this one with the red. I had a lot of fun making this one, I remember. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's a little bit more complicated than these ones so far.
Yeah.
That's the braid bracelet, right? The braided stitch. So it's not actually that complicated to make this bracelet, but it is a step up from like the regular chevron or the zipper bracelet. So this is a little bit more advanced. Very pretty, I like it.
I made this one. This was just like from like scraps. of like string and I just got bored. So I just found a video.
Nice. I really like this pattern as well. I think it's really cool. And also I really like that you use scraps. I actually have, whenever I make bracelets, I have a separate little container that I just drop all of my scrap strings into. And then oftentimes, you know what alpha bracelets are?
Yes.
So oftentimes when I'm making an alpha bracelet, I don't need that much of a string because there's only a couple of knots of the color that I need. So the first thing I do is I search through my scraps. But first, I grab any strings that are there and then I use it.
Yeah.
Because that's just easier. But I love the idea of just like reusing scraps in bracelets like this because nice. You're not wasting string, you're recycling. It's very good. And it also came out really pretty.
Thank you. I made this one and I don't know, like it reminds me of Subway. Like,
oh yeah.
After I make a bracelet, like it all, like if I stare at it too much, then it like starts reminding me of things and like I don't know.
That's not a bad thing. I think it's funny.
Just the color combination reminds me of Subway. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get that. I also really like it. It reminds me of like the beach, you know? Like if you look at it, you have these like teal colors and then the sand, you know, that maybe the wave and then a little bit of salt spray and then the sand. That's what it reminds me of. So maybe you can look at it like that.
Yeah,
but I made a, because this is a candy strip, I made a candy strip that is very similar in color to this. So it reminded me of that one as well.
I probably got it from you.
Maybe, but I really like this one. I like a good like classic pattern, you know, like these patterns are really underrated. Like people find them boring and simple because it's like the most basic pattern that you can make. I mean, it's just a bunch of forward knots, right? But I really like them because they're just a bunch of colors. They're stripy, especially if you then end up stacking it with a bunch of other bracelets. They add like a nice dimension to the whole stack. And I like them. I think they're cute.
The next one, I remember you encouraged me to make this.
Did I?
And
yes.
Yeah, I remember I messed up, so I just finished. So it's kind of small. But like
I can relate to that.
I messed up and then I panicked, so I was like, okay, I'm done. And then I just finished it. But I use this one as like a bookmark sometimes.
Oh, that's really cute. Yeah, this is the bordered chevron. The dotted border chevron, I think, is the tutorial that I made. I like it a lot. Where did you mess up?
At the end, I'm pretty sure there. And then the side I didn't do it.
Yeah, and then you were like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
I do that sometimes, not when I mess up, because like when I mess up, fine, I'll just, you know, I'll untie it. It's really annoying. You can untie strings. I have an entire video of like how to fix your mistakes, which covers how to do that basically. When you make a mistake, where do you go from there? But, you know, I usually do untie it and then make it again. But sometimes when I'm just not feeling it, you know, like if I'm making a bracelet, because it's very difficult to make sure that the colors that you have chosen actually work in the design. Like I find I still struggle with that. Like I've been making bracelets for so many years. Someone gave me a tip the other day in one of my YouTube comments, because I think that one of the main things that I struggle with is contrast in alpha bracelets specifically, because they need to contrast enough, otherwise you can't. But even in normal patterns. And someone gave me the tip of like, you lay out all of your colors, you take a picture of it and you translate it into black and white, and then if you can tell the colors apart in black and white, then they have enough contrast. But if they don't, then you don't have enough contrast. Even if the colors look visually different, like if you blend them all together as you're making the bracelet, you won't see it. But yeah, my point is, and I think that's really good. I haven't tried that since then, but I think that's a really good tip. Yeah, and so whenever I make bracelets, I still sometimes struggle with color choice. And so whenever I'm making a bracelet and I just realize that like, you know what, the colors aren't vibing here, like I'm just not feeling it, I'll sometimes cut the bracelet short. Like I'll make enough of it to justify, you know, qualify as making it, having made it, but then I'm like, I'll cut it here. So, but I think it's really cute, and it turned out, and I love that you did a teardrop loop here. That's a very kind of advanced.
I think you did it for me.
Did I?
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say that's a very advanced technique. Did I make it?
Yeah.
When was this?
It was the last time you came.
I don't remember that at all. That wasn't even that long ago. Last time I came was less than a year ago.
Or was it the time before? I don't
Maybe
know.
the time before.
Yeah.
Well, either way, it turned out really pretty. I like it.
Thank you. This one, I made it and I was scrolling on TikTok one day and I just saw like how to make like an adjustable one.
Yes.
So I tried it and it worked. You should like include this because it's pretty nice.
I haven't made a tutorial on that yet. I'm planning on making a tutorial for it because people have been asking me for it. But do you find it comfortable to wear? Because I don't make adjustable clasps for myself in general. To be fair, I don't really wear my bracelets that much. I have been more and more lately, but I don't have adjustable clasps for them. I feel like, would that not stretch out as you're wearing it? I'm afraid that it's just gonna come off, you know?
No, like the main thing for me is like I like when I have two and and this one only gives you one.
Oh, I
So,
see. Yeah.
So
I think there's a
Just
way
a
of doing
look
it.
at
Can I see this one?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's a way of doing it, because this is basically just you have the 2 strings and then they've made
oh yeah,
a
it's
bunch
like a
of
box. I'm pretty sure it's called a box knot or something.
it's a square knot.
Oh, square knot.
They made a bunch of square knots on top of it. So I think there's a way of doing that as well. So this is obviously a different technique that you're showing. But yeah, no, I've always just been worried that like it'll just come undone or like come loose as I'm wearing it and then fall off. But I guess that's also a risk in just the way that you
Everything.
normally tie ties, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, that's really cool. This color combination is very different from everything else though.
It reminds me of Rarity, My Little Pony. Yeah.
Oh, that's really cute.
Yeah.
I like it. Very pretty. Alright, that's a lot. Wow.
Yeah, this is the last 2, but I used to wear these at the beginning of the school year, like
Yeah.
every day. I don't know why I stopped. I just like, I would wear bracelets sometimes, and then I have a period where like I don't wear, and now I'm like back into it. But these I really like because they go together, and I really like orange.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I added like little shells.
That's really cute.
Yeah.
That's really cute. I
So
love
wear
that.
these together all the time.
I love that you do that. I love that you kind of stack bracelets together in the same color combination with like different designs. I think that's really cool. I've seen other people do it as well, and I think that that is just a really cool thing. I need to make more of that. Like I need to take that into consideration more when I'm making bracelets, because I think that, that just creates a really cool effect. But yeah, there's 2 of them here. You have the flip-flop bracelet, and then you have, this is the Chinese staircase that you've added little shells to. I think that's really cool. Yeah, so there's different types of shells, because I am also planning on filming a video on how to incorporate shells into bracelets, and there's different ways of doing it. The ones that you have are the full shell that have a little hole drilled into it, so you can just thread a string through and then continue making the bracelet as normal, which is really cool. It turns out beautiful, as we can see.
The shells actually, like, I make beaded bracelets more than string, and these only had like 1. So I would, if it was on a beaded bracelet, it would just be like sideways. Like, I don't know, because there's only 1 hole. But if you want to make a beaded one like nice, like this, like straight on, it would have to have 2. So I just used them in the string one, and it looks better than it would on a beaded.
Because there's also an option of getting these shells with like the back kind of sawed off.
Yeah.
So you have a little hole, and then that is what people use. Because there's also like, imagine a bracelet with a little shell in the middle, and then like a bit of string coming off this side, a bit of string coming off that side.
On one,
Yeah, and then people do that, but you have to have the hole cut
these don't
for it. Yeah, so that's the one that I'm planning on filming a tutorial for. And then maybe I'll include this as well. I think that's really fun. And then you have the flip-flop bracelet, which is one of my favorite bracelets of all time. This is one of those things that I thought I invented. You know, like when I was first learning how to make friendship bracelets, one of the main reasons why I started this channel and why I started filming videos onto it in the first place is because when I was starting, this didn't exist. There were no video tutorials that people were doing. There were a couple, but they weren't very good. And I couldn't figure out anything anyway. So the way that I learned was from kind of word of mouth. A few people taught me, but then I expanded my knowledge by like reading forums, learning how to read patterns, and just like photo tutorials. A lot of people made photo tutorials at the time, and there was just a bunch of different like bracelet making websites where I would just learn how to do that. And because I didn't have that much information about all of this kind of stuff, a lot of the techniques that I ended up learning as a beginner bracelet maker were things that I thought I invented. Like, so this was one of them. I was like, oh, well, okay, I'm making a candy stripe, but what if I flip the bracelet halfway through? What will happen if I do that? And so I did it. And then I was like, okay, but now I'm gonna flip it again. And so I ended up making a flip-flop bracelet by accident, you know? And then it's the same thing. I don't know if you've seen, but I have a tutorial on a bracelet called the Chain Link Candy Stripe, which is basically a candy stripe bracelet, but then at one point, rather than continuing with the candy stripe, I separate all of the colors and I just make knots between the 2 strings of that color for a little bit, and it creates a little chain of just knots between that color. And then after I make, you know, all of the chains for all of the colors, I connect the bracelet again and I go on a candy stripe again. And that is also a pretty common technique that people have been making and doing for however long, that I thought that I invented, because I was like, this is just something really cool that I thought of. I mean, to be fair, I invented it for myself, you know, but it obviously wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't the first person ever to think of that idea, but I think that that's really cool. I love these. These are so cool. You have a lot more bracelets than I thought that you would have, you know? I don't know. I just assumed that you don't really make friendship bracelets in the way that we do with thread. I thought that you mainly did those, so this is really, really cool to see. And then of course you made another bracelet for your mom. Can you talk a little bit about that one? We don't have it here with us, but I can insert a video after.
Yeah, I actually made it before it was her birthday, and it was just like, I wanted to push myself to do a harder like design. And then my mom really liked it, so I decided to give it to her for her birthday.
Oh, that's really cute.
It's like a yellow and different shades of blue and white. Yeah.
And I think that one turned out really pretty as well. Like that one's just really, really gorgeous. I love it. And I can definitely tell which tutorial you used as well because I remember that pattern.
I think that's the hardest one I've ever made. Yeah.
Yeah, would you like to try a more difficult pattern?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think it would be really cool, yeah.
I think we could do that together and I can also help you out with that. But I think we're gonna do a separate video for that. So be on the lookout. We're gonna do another video with Francesca. And then we're also going to do a third video where I try one of your hobbies, which is the beaded bracelets. And we're gonna post that as a members only video as a special content for members as well. But these are the bracelets that Francesca showed me. I've never seen them before, so it was really fun to have a look through them. Thank you so much for sharing that with me.
Of course.
That was a lot of fun. I'll put them back in the little box. The channel now has channel memberships. You can vote for tutorials and videos that I film. There is a separate private Discord server. You get priority in competitions. One of the winners is always going to be a channel member. And there is also members only videos. So this is going to be one of the videos that we film for that. If you want to become a member and support this channel, you can click the join button under the video and sign up for one of the tiers. There's 3 different tiers to choose from. Thank you so much to all of my existing channel members as well. It is with your support that I'm able to continue to create videos on this channel and I really appreciate it. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'll see you in the next one and we're gonna go film the second one now. Bye!
Bye!